hosting sites, iTunes availability, and hosting on iTunes. And it can get kind of overwhelming. We've each taken sort of a piece of this, but we've all made mistakes, myself included, where there have been like whole episodes I've had to throw away because of mistakes that we've made. You just kind of learn as you go, and that's it. And I think just like Hoppy said a couple episodes ago, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been listening to you guys. No, it's really good. Yeah, I can tell you guys don't know shit about what you're doing, but you're picking it up, and you'll figure it out." Mm-hmm. And we were good enough for him to be like, "Oh no, I hear the promise in what you guys are trying to do. You will overcome your own inadequacy with technology as time goes on."
It's a struggling little seedling that he feels like is going to grow into a mighty oak.
Yeah, what I might have called earlier like a Keebler tree.
Earlier or
anytime, beginning in the last couple weeks. So.
I can't get your Wi-Fi.
Oh, don't even get that bullshit. So, yeah, I think I literally said that to you. Like, it would be, this is a phone call that I made to Nick. I'm like, I'm so pissed off that it's not working that it literally would be easier for us to call someone from our cell phone, put the cell phone on the table, and then angle one of the boom lights down right on top of the cell phone on speakerphone, and it would be clearer than what we got using this mixer. So we'll do what it takes, but I think we were looking to solve kind of the low-hanging fruit problems first. So we got a new laptop that we're using for Schnozzcast, and then we'll.
Yeah, no, that one's not going to be on there.
No.
Oh,
geez.
and guess who wrote that?
Huh?
Take a guess who wrote that.
Joe.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's either Joe or you were really, really, really messed up on some kind of like morphine or something when you wrote it.
Yeah, no, that was Joe. So I'm like, yeah, let's not do that one.
Doesn't sound good.
Oh, it was a great time. But that was like
So
11 years ago.
Are you still recording?
Yeah, I'm still recording. I'm trying to get this remote to reconnect.
Okay.
I shouldn't have used the remote. I should have just.
Wi-Fi.
So what's going on in the world today? Last night, Sparty beat Duke to claim a place in the Final Four NCAA tournament.
You're losing him, Bob. You're losing him.
Who am I losing? Nick?
Not a sports podcast.
That's fine. I'm just like stating some news facts. Not asking you to contribute, nor to opine.
Whoa. Got a little stuck there.
Yeah. When is opening day?
Careful when you get your feet on that
Did it
table.
already pass?
No, Thursday.
It's coming Thursday?
This coming Thursday.
Are you going?
No, I will be working.
Wasn't Daniel asking me, like, oh, what are you doing?
Yeah, we were trying to figure out that, but I mean, we basically have nowhere.
But you're working.
Well, I could have
You
taken
couldn't
it.
go anyway.
I could have taken it off
Oh, but you didn't.
because we decided we weren't going to go.
Okay, so you're not going.
No.
All right.
What are we
Well,
talking about?
Opening day for Tigers.
But not opening day for baseball, because that was the other day. I know some stuff.
Okay, if this is your spot where you're going to brag about how much you know about sports.
It's not. No, it's the one thing I know.
All right.
Just the one thing. Was that the 28th or something?
It doesn't fucking matter, right? Because there's many different baseball cities, and the one that you're in didn't have their opening day yet.
It's true.
Yeah.
But the Tigers are playing.
Which makes it a kind of a worthless piece of trivia that you just
That's why I don't get involved.
hung
in
your
sports.
hat on.
People get really upset. They get really upset about sports.
I was totally fine with leaving you on the sports conversation until you're like, oh, guess what day was opening day for across Major League Baseball? This is Nick Bader letting you know it was already passed, motherfuckers.
Tell Tony one day, I was like, dude, I was so close to getting involved in sports. Bob shut me down. He's not having it.
I almost feel sorry for it. Not quite.
You shouldn't.
I don't.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you for keeping me honest.
Oh, well.
Speaking of sports,
Speaking of sports,
Bob, did you want me to put that Oberon back in the fridge? Because you had me handed to you about 12 or 13 minutes ago. I could swap it out with a cold one, but I think that's like okay. Why don't you grab yourself a fucking puppers? That's something we should talk about. Is this on camera?
yes, it was.
What if that happens to Wayne?
I don't think it does.
You sure?
No, I'm not, because I just started watching.
Yeah, well, he does that a lot.
Just for
Just so-
information.
yeah, just so you know.
Speaking of which,
Why don't you take this opportunity to tell the listeners about,
about puppers.
yeah, and the trip.
Yeah. So, for those who are close, know kind of geographically where we are. We are on the outskirts.
45 degrees longitude, 78 degrees latitude.
We don't stay in this this Faraday bunker all the time. We do venture out.
I do let them out from time to time.
I was listening, please help. Please help, Captain.
He only lets us out to do the podcast. The door upstairs is locked.
So, yeah, we're on the outskirts of Detroit. We're very, excuse me, we're very close to Canada. About 15 minutes to get us into Windsor, and it's actually something we don't take advantage of. It'd be tantamount to living close to Mexico.
Treason!
Never going.
Tantamount to treason.
Never going. But so Letterkenny, as we touch on all the time, is a Canadian show, and they came up with their own beer called Puppers. And I don't know, Corey I think knows a little bit more about it, but the whole show is like kind of encompasses loving dogs, which is a major reason Corey loves it, and hockey.
Yeah, the logo for Letterkenny at the show is his dog.
Is a dog.
Is a dog.
The old German Shepherd.
Anytime he does a spot or a break in between the shows where he wants to give a couple one-liners, he's holding some random dog.
Yep.
At first we thought they were his dogs, but there's just way too many. He's always holding dogs.
They breed German Shepherds.
Yeah, but he had labs at some point.
No, he's never had a lab. He has his dog Gus. That's like the boxer mix. That's in the
Gus and
house,
Brew?
and that's where you get Gus and Brew from, or probably what they named the dog after. And then you have all the German Shepherds outside in the barn that they breed.
So, so the beer, instead of paying royalties to, any one of the Canadian beer companies, they just decided to make a fictitious beer that they would drink during the show, so they could show the label all the time. And the label of the beer is a German Shepherd.
Well, so they wouldn't have to show.
Or it's a lab, isn't it?
They wouldn't have to show a label that they'd have to pay royalties to.
Right.
Yeah.
But isn't it?
It's a lab on them.
Yeah,
on the
Puppers.
intro.
It's a lab. So Puppers is the kind of beer. Anytime you see them drinking beer in Letterkenny, it's a Puppers. Some company jumped on the idea while they were in their infancy, I'm sure, and probably said, "Hey, look, we know you're not that big of a shit.
You're past them now."
Yep. Really, I just opened
Anything
up
from the back of the middle shelf, please.
sarcophagus. Back or the middle shelf.
I still have a jar of moonshine up there.
Oh, do you?
I'm not sure now's the time for it, but
Well, you know, it would be a good segue.
what's that?
We still got the other stuff left.
Other stuff?
No,
The big bottle.
Oh, yeah.
it's over there.
Oh.
Oh, man. It's been a rough couple weeks. This is on
The soap stone.
the Soap Stony. Soapstones, meet the Soapstones. They're the modern Stone Age family.
Probably edit that.
Yeah.
From the town of Soap Rock. They're a page right out of history.
Now, when I sing Danger Zone, I got called Joe.
Copyrighted song. Bob just did that one right from the hip.
So impromptu, we can
Impromptu.
originals.
Well, jazz.
Originals.
Soapstones, meet the Soapstones.
I did like the hand on the hip and the yeah. I think I heard a bird. I heard like. You know what I think
What?
it was? I think it was closing the fridge.
Oh,
Like the air coming out of like the seal on the side.
there's no seal.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it was a bird.
The freezer's been packed with ice for going on years now. There's no seal on that fridge.
Oh, okay. There's no need for the seal.
No need for the seal.
I was waiting for your seal impression.
That didn't come up in 12.
Yeah. What were we talking about that we did that?
Oh, I think you started singing "A Kiss from a Rose."
I don't know. Did I though?
I was gonna say,
I
I don't think that's too
No,
accurate.
No, I don't think that was it.
I mean, stranger things have happened. Speaking of which, Stranger Things 3. Did you see that?
I watched the trailer.
Oh, I did not. I just saw that it's coming July 8th.
A little delay on the.
July 8th.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Ooh, pickles.
Oh, Fireball and pickles.
I think we're all having some
I'm
gastro.
I'm
surprisingly
You
doing-
always do.
I always do, but I'm surprisingly doing fine right now.
Yeah, I'm really glad right now that I let him talk me into like, oh, it's a good idea.
What was it?
Because at first I was like, dude, you got to cut that shit out.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I'm editing all sorts of stuff.
Oh god, dude. Even still, like I said to him, I'm like, they literally.
They do like a Mr. Fart.
When are we gonna get our first bend right over to the microphone
mic?
fart rip?
Butt mic.
I don't know.
But my no, but they even still. I mean, they have that fucking they call the boner line, which is their phone number,
Yeah.
866 boner or whatever the fuck it is. And all these people call and like rip farts into it. So they'll start out the show sometimes with like 15 different farts. And he was like, but he told me at the time, he's like, wow, that's actually a good point. Maybe we have an audience out there that wants to hear this.
Yeah. Who am I to argue with the success of Drew and Mike? Going, all right, well, I guess if it works for them.
People are farting in the microphone.
Who am I to say that we should?
Bad idea.
But then it was literally the next
No, go
episode.
ahead.
The next episode, I was like, he's like, hey man, cut it the fuck out. We talked about this. I'm like, yeah, we talked about it. You said let it go. And you're like,
Yeah, but then I was forced to having to do all this editing, and now I'm rethinking it.
He's like, did we though?
Oh man, I will tell you what though, the editing's getting a lot easier. I mean, to be fair,
To be fair.
To be fair.
the last 3 have been only like an hour long, like an hour and 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Oh, okay. So for if you're still watching, still listening, we're just an hour in right now, so I have to make reference to this. So this is an apology to the loyal listeners, because for the last 3 episodes, I think episodes 11, 12, 13, we have actually successfully executed in the second hour of a 2-hour podcast having phone-in guests. Something that we worked on for a long time to try to actually be able to do. We actually did it, and while we were in here, quote unquote, in studio, sounded good.
Okay.
But listening to it back in the edit, I'm like, no, it sounds like total garbage. You could barely hear the phone-in guests.
The recent ones?
Yeah,
Still.
all of them. Yeah. And
Oh, I thought you were. I thought you
were.
were. I know. I thought you were talking it up, saying that we found.
No, I'm-
oh, okay.
I'm apologizing to the listeners now because, in every episode, like right at the front, I'm like, hey, it's Schnozzcast. We're at episode blah blah blah, and here's who's at the table now. And oh, hey, guess what? Stick around because second hour we're gonna have a phone game guest, and Todd's gonna join in. Joe Trucci's gonna be on. Phil Anton, whoever it is, and then they never show up because I cut the hour off at right before when we took a break.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, as we discussed, because it was either that or don't have any episode. I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
So the decision was made amongst the Schnozzcast corporate offices.
Yep.
To just lop off that second half of the episode where we had the phone-in guest because the volume was so low that it would have been really, really, really difficult to hear and a tough listen. So we salvaged what we could and aired just the first part of it, the first hour. So yeah, you're going to hear episodes 11, 12, 13, me make a reference to like, oh, we're going to take a break in the middle and then we're going to have the phone-in guest. And then clearly you were listening and the phone-in guest never showed up. There was no phone-in guest. We did actually do it. I still have the audio. I don't know if there's any way I could salvage it, but long story short, this is just sort of like, hey, we're learning as we go, and made some changes here, purchased some new laptop-y type equipment, and from there we're going to use maybe a different piece of software to record and do the audio editing. And we are optimistic that in the very near future we're going to start that up again, and in such a way that will make it easy for the listeners to listen to.
Or even now that I'm thinking about it, like the little like kind of flat pyramid things that they have in the middle of like conference tables that they do like conference calls on for like big corporate meetings.
Polycom.
Yeah, if there was something like that could just audio in to a cell phone, that would maybe perhaps make it a little clearer or a little louder on a speaker, that these would catch it, or we could turn one of these to it.
Yeah.
That might be an idea.
So you remember that's literally the conversation that you and I had was because for those of you listening, this is the great part about a podcast. We're doing a podcast with audio and video, so there's multiple cameras around the room, and we're having to figure out Facebook Live, YouTube streaming, audio editing.
And I was about to bang my head against the wall of glass.
He's really reeling this big fish.
Right. Why weren't you saying, yep, where's my fucking change, please?
Right.
I'm like,
he's trying to be helpful. Like, Under Armour hits a certain heartstring with Corey.
I'm like, what size did you order? He's like, an 8. Jesus Christ, an 8? That's a kid's foot.
Walking on stilts over there, buddy?
So I'm like, you just send those back and order like an 8.5 or a 9.
Well, hold on. What kind of person do you think would have calf envy? Someone who had 12s or someone who or 8s?
Yes, someone who has 8s.
Yeah.
I'm sure he looks at them every single time.
So gross. Oh my god. Those are like Corey's feet right there. If Corey was upside down.
Robo Sapien?
Yes.
Oh. Remind me if we do another segment with what's it, Bob's shelf. I'm gonna have to get batteries and put in the Robo Sapien.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I was completely taken back by I was trying to explain to him they send you a different shoe and it's bigger. The entire shoe's bigger, and he was not getting that.
Getting it.
He was.
Did you just give up at some point, or were you like really trying to no? He needs to understand how America works.
No, I basically was like, just send those back, get a 9, and they'll fit.
Do you think he understood how to send things back to a company?
No, nope, not at all.
Because his problem with you was, I feel like they stretch shoes, but even if it was true that they stretch shoes, which it isn't, how would he even know how to send them back? Someone who thought they stretch shoes probably doesn't understand how to send something back.
And I was already past that point with his questioning. That
at what point did you leave?
The point where I'm like, just order 9, send those back, order 9, and they'll be fine.
Maybe he's hoping you were going to be like, here, buddy.
Let me tell you what size I'm wearing.
That was not about to happen.
You don't understand, Farouk. These calves are like none I've seen before. They're like bovine. I don't know if I'm Russian or I'm Arabic.
You know what? It doesn't. It's fine. I'm gonna give you A for an effort.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Some people don't even try.
It's like a Slavic kind of a Eastern European.
Yes.
Eastern European calves.
Calves. Oh, I hate it. It's like a tooth that's about to fall
like,
out and it hurts, but you keep pushing on it. Yes.
Remember the stories that our grandfather used to tell us back on the steps?
Strutting in here in those shorts every day. He knows what the fuck he's doing.
Of the man who will be king, who strides one calves made of solid steel. I feel like I've met such a man.
Calves.
Comes into my establishment every Friday night.
I tried to talk to him about these shoes.
I feel like he sees through my ruse.
He would not get the ruse of the stretching. He was not on board with.
No, I feel like he's on to me. Oh,
do they stretch these?
I couldn't believe it.
That's such a. That was so stupid.
What? No, they just make them bigger.
No, they come to your house and they cut off parts of your foot to fit in the shoe.
It's like
I was quite taken back.
It's like the episode of Friends where Ross is like trying to explain that he knows how to flirt with the pizza delivery girl, and Chandler's like throwing her these jokes and she's laughing and stuff. So he ends up ordering another pizza. So she comes back and he's like, "I can flirt." He's like, "I'll get her number and watch." So he goes up. He's like, "Hey there, we got to stop eating like this." And she's like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah. Anyhow, so natural gas." And she's like, "Natural gas?" And he's like, "You know the smell in natural gas?" And she's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "They put that there. They put that there so you know." And he's like, she's like, "Okay, it'll be like 1954." And he's like, "There's a lot of other gases that smell." And she's like, "Okay, you know what? It's on me." You know? And I feel like this guy is like, so do they stretch the shoe or doing anything to keep Corey in the store?
So how did you keep him in the store?
I talked about this.
I talked about the stretching. Oh, why would you do that? Why would you talk about the stretching?
I know they don't stretch
I don't
shoes.
know.
That's all I could think of.
All I could think of. I feel like he's on to me now.
I know they don't stretch.
I know they don't stretch them.
Dumbest
He came in
idea.
Are you sure?
Did he have the shorts
Why
on
would you
again?
say about the stretching if you knew they didn't do the stretching?
Did he have the shorts in the winter again?
Yes, of course he had the shorts.
Of course
in the
he
winter.
did. Why was I stumbling?
Yes.
No.
I was bewitched by the calves.
I did not know what else to do.
I panicked. Farouk, you've endangered the whole operation.
Right. Did you rewind and watch the video? Of course. Of course I did. 5 times.
What do you think you were dealing with here? Amateur?
Right. Somewhere.
Fucking figure it out.
Somewhere. There's a Walgreens canvas that has been printed up of Corey's calves in that store from the CCTV video.
Oh.
That's quite creepy to think
It
about.
is. It is. Let's just put a creepy exclamation point into that story.
Right. It's going to be really enjoyable for people that don't know the backstory to this.
Yeah, I think you got to go back to episode 3, 4.
I think it was like 8.
Was it that reason?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well,
I don't even think I knew the story.
go back and do
before
your homework. Fucking figure it out.
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
I feel like that battery's about to fall.
Oh, that's not gonna fall. It's duct tape. Duct tape is forever.
Well, let's hope it's not forever.
You probably should have put it on the lower part because I think that is actually the duct.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do.
Stealing ideas.
Yeah, whoa, hey.
Yeah, we're gonna go through here.
Dear diary. So I was hanging out with the boys the other day.
I was hanging with the boys the other day.
Had some duct tape. Wasn't working. Turns out it's from Canada.
Okay, I'm trying to I'm trying to look through here to see if there's something I can make.
You're trying
sense
to
of.
interpret the hieroglyphs.
I am. Don's lactose intolerance.
What?
I don't know what that means.
I don't think that voice sounds anything like me.
I don't know. Oh Jesus! My father-in-law's name was Don. I didn't even think about that.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say
It was Indian Don. It was Indian Don.
I don't know. Oh, your 21st birthday.
We talked about that.
We did?
Oh, several times.
Dude, you gotta cross shit out here.
I did cross that.
Oh, you didn't? There'd be a line through it if it was crossed out.
So for those that aren't watching the video, Corey just had to readhere some duct tape, which we can only assume to call his emergency reupholstery kit, and duct tape to poor Bob's drop ceiling.
Yeah, that's fine.
It will probably
Jesus Christ.
never be the same.
That was for the purchasers of the executive version of this podcast. Not for those who purchased the cheaper version.
Right. If you purchase the platinum version of the podcast, you'll hear up close and personal digestion noises from Corey Selesky.
If you purchase the cheaper version of the pick of the week.
Right. So
I didn't have another one, guys.
So this is gonna.
I don't know about I always have a pick of the week. I figured you'd always have one too.
I probably do.
Yeah. Like if forced to, you come up with something.
Yeah, I'm pretty good on my feet. But what I'm saying is that this is obviously we're not gonna be like, oh, okay, let's go to a different series. You know,
Right.
We're gonna want to watch the next episode and probably talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, you went through 2, so.
Only because I was sitting at home doing nothing.
But it's not like, oh, there's 5 seasons of Breaking Bad. Like they just started the 2nd season of both of
Yeah,
these
I
shows.
get it.
So
I get it.
by the time we do this again in a week, we may all be caught up.
It's true. You can just speak about the whole first season.
Gotta pepper some PTO days in there.
Oh, you mean you don't work 24 hours a day?
You're not a fireman?
I don't work 24 hours a day. But
Oh, so you could probably find some time every day to watch like an hour or so of television. You know, while you're doing
Sleep.
various choring around the house and.
while I'm sleeping, it's hard to watch TV while you're sleeping.
You don't sleep much though. You got they
I
call that
don't.
insomnias.
I don't.
You got the insomnias.
I got the reverse insomnias. I can stay up all night, but
Corey, is it true that you could watch it at Uncle Ray's officials? Those are nuts times you're workins.
because you know who would like that and get stuck on it.
Oh God. Yeah, I already told her.
Oh,
I already told her because she was like, "No, sorry, honey, I was watching Westworld."
Yeah, I think Angie would definitely get stuck on that show pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Her problem is she doesn't ever.
Her problem is
When she
This is
watches
what her
an episode,
fucking problem is.
Right.
she watches it at the
Fucking
bar,
bitch.
and it's while she's trying to serve people.
Bob.
So she never watches the whole thing from start to
No,
finish.
but you know what though? What I've seen with her ability to like listen to the TV while she's still working, I can't remember what I had on the other night.
Purple
And
shirt.
She literally. That wasn't that funny.
No, it wasn't. You sure?
No, not really.
Okay.
Done there, Chuckle Guts?
Yeah, I'm done.
Table slap.
Point made.
I can't remember what show it was, but she actually was maintaining in watching the show, or at least listening to it.
Yeah, listening. Not
Well,
watching.
but she came back and she was like, "Oh yeah, so and so is so and so to so," like, and she actually had it all connected. I'm like, "Oh, that's actually pretty impressive for not actually standing there watching it, and her actually doing this back and forth up there."
Did she though?
I mean, I couldn't have been able to. There was no way I would have been able to do it.
So she would have been great in like the 40s for like with like radio plays and stuff.
What's
Now this old fashioned like box with images and stuff, telling stories of people in costumes and doing stuff and going places and saying words. That's kind of tough to keep up when you don't watch it.
Sure.
Thank you for returning to WKRP's Nightmare Inn.
Yeah, sure. I guess she would fit in that era, Bob.
Yeah, I guess my point is she's not watching.
I mean, she watches some of it when she
No.
can.
She doesn't.
She almost gets the drink orders, right?
I mean, when she has the time, she'll stand there and watch what she can.
Yeah, but what's gonna happen? I guarantee what's gonna happen when that comes up again. When you're watching on the show, she's gonna be like, "Oh, this sounds familiar." She's not gonna know what she's watching, but she's like, "Oh, I've heard this before."
You're talking about OA?
I'm talking about anything that she happened to have watched. Because all
No,
she was doing is listening to it.
No,
and
it's
not actually
not.
watching.
Oh, it sounds familiar. She actually like knows names and character names and.
Because she heard them. Yeah, but she's not watching it.
I guess I'm really. You don't always have to see what's going on.
Okay. Maybe back in the days of like Fred Flintstone and the Lucy and Ricky show, where everything happened in one room and people just kind of walked back and forth in the same room. That was true.
So what?
I dare say now it's tough.
What in episode 1 of OA did you actually have to visually see?
I'm gonna say all of it.
Okay, that's a terrible
I'm gonna say
answer.
all of it.
Sounds like maybe somebody did a lot of listening on the first episode. Getting a little defensive there.
Didn't have to do a lot of listening because I was at home doing nothing,
Yep.
watching OA.
I think my points is made.
And not even close.
So,
All right. Well, what the fuck are we gonna do now that we've already talked about?
Oh, that's it, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we just.
I say we eat some more pickles.
I didn't even realize we had this pickles.
you didn't?
No.
Well, you're welcome.
I appreciate it. That you handed me Corey's pickles.
Yeah, right.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so.
Yeah, I got some topics sitting on deck here that we
Let's go. Let's do it.
we came up with some good stuff the past couple days.
Oh, shit. All right.
While you're at home.
While I was at home doing nothing, watching OA.
Oh, that's multiple days off. You must have some kind of crazy, cool career.
Some kind of vacation.
Yeah, some kind of work from home type job.
Oh, you know, my life's a vacation.
Yeah.
Well, so first things was the.
First things fucking last. What are you talking about?
Well, I texted you guys yesterday about the. Well, we'll get to that in a second. Let me go with the one that I've been wanting to tell you guys for like the past 4 days. So, stopped by the Shell the other night and see our buddy that works 24/7.
Calf boy.
Calf boy, yes. And he, as I'm attempting to pay for my merchandise,
Yeah.
He's on me.
he mumbles through the glass that you can never hear him through because he mumbles already, and then
Right.
there's 2 feet of bulletproof glass in front of you, so you can't hear anything.
Okay.
So he mumbles something to me. I'm like, sorry, man, what's that? He's like, shoes on Under Armour. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. So he says a little louder, still couldn't hear him. He finally says again, he's like, I ordered shoes from Under Armour, and they don't fit.
Oh.
I was like, oh, okay.
Did you
That's-
want these
Does he think you
for
work
free?
for Under Armour?
Did you
I
want,
think so.
Did you want these for free?
So
They would look great with those calves.
he asked me, he goes, so what do I do?
I think he knows his audience.
I said, well,
I think he might.
you send them back. And then this is where things took that hard left.
Oh.
He's like, oh, so they.
Well, time to get it. Well, I thought you were reaching for the drink.
He's like, so they make them bigger? Like, yeah, they send you a different size. He's like, no, they just stretch them. I'm like, oh
No,
boy,
he wasn't serious.
dead serious.
Shoe stretching.
He says, so they just make them bigger. I said, well, no, you send those back, they give you your money back, and you reorder a different size. He said, no, they make them longer.
What?
I'm like, no, it's a different shoe. They could send you a whole nother shoe. He says, so the hole will be the same size? Because I can't. He was, I can't get my heel in.
Do the voice.
I can't. You don't know.
Oh, come on, come
No,
on.
not even gonna try.
All right.
Will the hole be the same?
It doesn't sound that weird. So he says, dude, just the
You out weirded the show.
Yeah, you
Cowboy.
did. You definitely did.
Wow.
He just said they make the hole bigger, just the shoe longer.